Dear student, in this lecture we will discuss the concept of singular points. So if we have to obtain solution to a differential equation by using method of series solution, it is necessary or important to study the concept of singular point. So we are going to discuss this concept to obtain solution of a differential equation. So for this we will consider second order linear homogeneous ordinary differential equation. Now you should be very clear about this concept, that is second order linear homogeneous and ordinary differential equation. I am not going to explain this again. We have already discussed all these terminologies. So we will consider second order linear homogeneous ordinary differential equation which is of the type y double dash plus p of xy p of x into y dash plus q of x into y equals to 0. Here this y double dash and y dash are the second and first order derivative of y with respect to x respectively. Okay. So if we have to check the singularity at x equal to x naught, so there are some conditions to check this singularity. So we will discuss the first condition for singularity. So the first condition for singularity at x equal to x naught is if this p of x and q of x, means our differential equation is in this form. This is very important form. So if our differential equation is in this form and this p of x and q of x both are finite as x tends to x naught, means instead of x you will put x naught, and as x tend to x naught, values of px and qx, that is instead of x you will put x naught, instead of this x you will put x naught, means you will find p of x naught and q of x naught as x tends to x naught. So if these 2 points are finite as you are substituting x as a x naught, then the point x equal to x naught is known as a ordinary point. Means if p of x and q of x are finite as x tends to x naught, then the point x equal to x naught is ordinary. And if this one of these term, that is one of any one of this p or q or both, means out of these two either one or both are infinite as x is tending to x naught, then the point x equal to x naught is singular point. Means if you are putting x equal to x naught in p of x and q of x and you are getting those value as infinity, means this p of x and q of x, any one of them or both tends to infinity, then that point is known as a singular point. So these are two types, ordinary point and singular point. Now there are two types of this singularity, that is singular point. One is regular singular point and another is irregular singular point, or it is known as singularity, which is non-essential singularity and essential singularity. So there are two types of singularity, means if you check for the point x equal to x naught and you got it as a singular point and you have to distinguish its type, so it can be either regular singular point or irregular singular point, that is non-essential singularity or essential singularity. So how to check this singularity or type of this singular point? So you have to do you have to check this condition. Now what you have to do, if first type is regular or non-essential singularity, means if your point is regular singular point or singularity is non-essential singularity, then there is condition, and that condition is if either p of x or q of x or both diverges at x equal to x naught, means this any one of this p or q or both at a time tends to infinity at x equal to x naught, but the term x minus x naught into px and x minus x naught square into q of x remains finite as x tends to x naught, then your point, that is x equal to x naught, is a regular singular point and singularity is regular or non-essential. This means you have to check two conditions for singularity. If this p of x and q of x, any one of these or both diverges at x equal to x naught, but the term x minus x naught into p of x and x minus x naught square into q of x, these two terms remains finite at x tends to x naught, then this point x equal to x naught is regular singular and singularity is regular or essential non-essential singularity. So this is the condition. Now let's see what is the condition for irregular or essential singularity. If x equal to x naught is a singular point such that p of x diverges, means p of x is tending to infinity faster than 1 upon x minus x naught, that is x minus x naught into p of x tends to plus or minus infinity as x tends to x naught, or x minus x naught square into q of x tends to plus or minus infinity as x tends to x naught, then our point, that is x equal to x naught, is said to be a irregular singular point, and the type of singularity is known as irregular or essential singularity. So these are two types of singular point and types of singularity. Now if you have to check singularity at x equal to 0, then just take x naught equals to 0 in above discussion. This means if you have to check singularity for x equal to 0, just put value of x naught equal to 0 in above all discussion, then you will get the singularity of differential equation at x equal to 0. Now we will discuss singularity at x is equal to infinity. So to study the singular point at infinity, that is x equal to infinity, our differential equation that we have considered, that is y double dash plus p of x y dash plus q of x y equal to 0. This equation will need some techniques, in which some special techniques are needed, in which this equation is transformed into z double dash plus p dash of z into z dash plus q dash of z into z equal to 0, with the transformation z equals to 1 by z. Means if you have to check singularity at x equal to infinity, our differential equation is transformed in this form by using this transformation. So to do this, we will consider our standard differential equation and then we will do these transformations. So this equation is transformed in d square y upon dz square plus p dash z dy by dz plus q dash z y equals to 0, and this transformation is done by using z is equals to 1 by x. So for this, if x is tending to infinity, in this if we put x tends to infinity, that is 1 upon infinity, means z will be equal to 0. Means as x is tending to infinity, z will tends to 0. So the behavior of this equation 1 at x equal to infinity is decided by studying the behavior of equation 2 at z equals to 0. So let's transform equation 1 into equation 2. So to study this behavior, that is the behavior of equation 1 as x tends to infinity, we have to study the behavior of equation 2 as z tends to infinity. For this, we will transform equation 1 to equation 2, and for this we will do some arrangement. That is, I will take the term dy by dz, because to transform equation 1 into equation 2, I will need d square y upon dz square and dy by dz. So let's find these two terms by using z equal to 1 by x. For this, I have taken, first I will calculate dy by dz. So I can adjust here dy upon, here I can put it as, first we will find dy by dx, and then from this I will do some rearrangement. So dy by dx I can write as dy by dz into dz upon dx. Means here I have multiply and divide by dz. I will get same equation, that is no change in the equation. But you know that z is equal to 1 by x. Therefore, instead of this dz upon dx, what we can write? We can write, instead of z I can put 1 by x, that is d by dx of 1 upon x. And what will be this derivative? So this derivative will be dz upon dx equals to derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 upon x square. And if we use again this, we will get here minus z square by using this substitution. So this is my dz upon dx, which I will need further. Now I will find dy by dx. So in dy by dx, we have find this term, that is dz upon dx. So let's put this dz upon dx in dy by dx. What we will get? We will get, first I will write this term, that is minus z square into dy by dz. So we got dy by dx. Now to find dy by dx square, means what we are doing? We are calculating these terms. First we calculate dy by dx, then we will calculate d square y upon dx square, and we will replace those terms. So here I have already find dy by dx, which is minus z square dy by dz. So I will use this term, that's why I have found. Now I will calculate second term, that is d square y upon dx square. So this can be written as second order derivative of dy by dx. Now our dy by dx is minus z square dy by dz. So let's substitute instead of dy by dx this value. So we will get d by dx of minus z square dy upon dz. Now here we will use product rule. Now how product rule is used? Or now if you observe here, there is x and here there is y. Now what I will do? I will do small arrangement over here. That is, we will multiply by dz and divide by dz, because here there is function of z and derivative is with respect to x. So I can't take directly the derivative. I have to change the variable. So to change the variable, what we will do? I will multiply by dz and divide by dz. So here I will write d and here I will write dz upon dx, and the remaining term as it is, that is minus z square dy by dz. If you observe this, here there is dz upon dx. So instead of this, I can put z square because dz upon dx is minus sign is there, that is minus z square. So here I can put minus z square into this derivative, that is d by dz of minus z square dy by dz. Now how to find this derivative? By using product rule, that is u-v rule. So derivative of u into v with respect to x, let's say. So this is u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. Means you have to keep one function constant, take derivative of other, plus keep other function constant and take derivative of that first function. So what we will do here, we will get d square y upon dx square is equals to minus z square as it is. Now here u into v, first I will keep z square constant and take derivative of this dy by dz, that is d square y upon dz square. Now here there is plus, but our derivative will become negative, so I will get here minus sign since there is z square. So here now v, that is dy by dz into this derivative of z square. I have already taken this minus sign here, so derivative of z square is 2z. So this is the total derivative. Now if you multiply by this z square inside this bracket, what you will get? You will get minus minus plus z raised to 4 d square y upon d z square, again minus minus plus 2z cube dy by dz, and this is your d square y upon dx square. So this is the another term in equation 1. So we will put this value of dy and d square by dx square, that is dy by dx and d square y upon dx square in equation number 1. So you have to keep in mind your equation number 1, and I am substituting the values of these terms in equation 1 and writing it. Also we put z equal to 1 by x in equation 1 and we got this equation. Now in this equation what we will do? First we will take this term, that is z raised to 4 d square y upon dz square. Then I will write this, that is decreasing order of derivative, that is 2z cube dy by dz. Now here multiply by this bracket, you will get minus z square p of 1 by z into dy by dz plus q of 1 by z y equals to 0. Now we will divide by z raised to 4 to this equation. So here if you observe this term, from this term I can take this dy by dz common and I will divide by this z raised to 4 to this whole equation. So by dividing with z raised to 4 and taking this dy by dz common, we will get here d square y upon dz square plus take this dy by dz common. So here what will remain? 2z cube minus z square p of 1 by z and dividing by z raised to 4, this dy by dz common plus q of 1 by z into y, and this is divided by z raised to 4 and this y is here, so this will be equal to 0. Let me call this as equation number 3. So if we compare this equation with equation number 2, so comparing, so this was our equation number 2 and equation number 3. So if you compare equation number 2 and equation number 3, the first term is same, and in second term you can compare the coefficient of dy upon dz, so that we will get, by comparing this coefficient, we will get p dash of z as this bracket, right, by comparison. So that is 2z cube minus z square p of 1 by z upon z raised to 4. And second, we will compare coefficient of y. So by comparing coefficient of y, we will get q dash of z as q of 1 by z upon z raised to 4. So we got p dash of z and q dash of z by comparing equation 2 and equation 3. Now we will study the behavior of singularity at z equal to 0 of equation 2, which is similar with the discussion which we have discussed for equation number 1. So now if we have to discuss that x equal to infinity is ordinary singular or regular singular or irregular singular point, this regular and irregular are types of the singular points. So if we have to discuss this, then we have to convert our standard differential equation in the form of equation 2 that we have done. So let's discuss now how to check that x equal to infinity. Now instead of x equal to infinity, we will check for z equals to 0, because we have putted z equals to 1 by x. So instead of checking for x equal to infinity, it is similar to check it for z equal to 0 for equation 2, and for equation 1 it is used to check for x equal to infinity. So if p dash of z and q dash of z both are finite as z tends to infinity, then our point z equal to 0 is a ordinary point for equation 2, and for equation 1 x equal to infinity will be our ordinary point. Then second, to check if it is singular or not, if either p dash of z and q dash of z or both diverges, means both tends to infinity as z tends to infinity, then point z equal to 0 is a singular point for equation 2, and for equation 1 x equal to infinity it is a singular point. Now if you have to check types of that singular point, that is either it is regular or irregular, we have to check that if z into p dash of z, q dash of z remains finite as z tends to 0, then z equal to 0 is a regular singular point for equation 2, and it is also called as non-essential singular point, and it is a regular singular point for equation 1 at x equals to infinity. So that is the point. And if it is irregular singular point, then either of these two or both limits will diverge, means both will tends to infinity, then z equal to 0 is a irregular singular point, or it is a irregular singular point for equation 1 at x equals to infinity. So this is the case. Now we will discuss problem. In book they have given 7th problem as show that point x equal to 0 is a regular singular point for Lagrange's differential equation, which is in this form. So if you observe this, it is not in the standard form that y double dash plus p of x y dash plus q of x into y equals to 0. So we have to convert this Lagrange's differential equation in our standard form. For this I will divide whole equation by x so that I will get in standard form, that is y double dash plus 1 minus x upon x y dash plus lambda upon x y equals to 0. So this implies me P of x is 1 minus x upon x and value of my q of x is lambda by x. Now if we have to check this for either it is regular singular point or not for x equal to 0, then when x equal to 0, then q of x tends to infinity. Hence x equal to 0 is a singular point for Lagrange's equation. So let's decide the types of singularity. For here, to check it is singular point, if we put x equal to 0 in q of x, this q of x is tending to infinity. This implies that this x equal to 0 is a singular point. Now we have to check the type of singularity. So to check the type of singularity, what we will do? We will consider x into p of x. So x into p of x is here x, and what is p of x? 1 minus x upon x. So x will get cancelled. We got 1 minus x. Now we have to check it either that point is finite or infinite. So limit, we will take limit for this as x tends to 0 of x into px. This will be limit x tends to 0 and that product is 1 minus x. Now if we put x 0 here, it is 1. That means this is finite. And the another second condition is we have to check the limit for the point that is x square into qx. Now instead of x square qx, here there is x square, qx is lambda upon x. That means we got x into lambda. And if we take limit x tends to 0 of x square qx, we will get here limit x tends to 0 of x into lambda. And if we substitute this limit, we got it as 0. That means this is also finite. Means we check both the conditions for px and qx and both comes to be finite. That means x px and x square qx are remaining finite as our x is tending to 0. Hence our x equal to 0 is a regular singular point. So we can say that this x px and x square qx is finite as x tends to 0, implies this x equal to 0 is a regular singular point. Next problem is show that the point x equal to 0 is ordinary point of Hermite differential equation and it is given in this form. So we have to compare this equation with our standard equation y double dash plus p of x into y dash plus q of x into y equal to 0. From this I can say that p of x is equal to minus 2x by comparison and q of x is 2 lambda. So p of x is minus 2x and I got here q of x as 2 lambda. Now we have to show that the point x equal to 0 is ordinary point. So to show that this is x equal to 0 is an ordinary point, we have to check these limits, that limit x tends to 0 of p of x and also the limit x tends to 0 of q of x. So the condition is if this both limit comes finite, then this point x equal to 0 is an ordinary point. So let's check. Now instead of this p of x, we will put minus 2x. Now put this limit here, that is x equal to 0, we got here 0. And secondly, instead of this q of x, put 2 lambda, that is value of q of x. Now if there is no x, means this limit is 2 lambda and if you observe these both value, both are the finite value. So I can say that the P of x and Q of x are finite as x tends to 0. Therefore, the x equal to 0 is an ordinary point. Hence, we have proved that x equal to 0 is an ordinary point. Now move towards the next problem. That problem is, show that point x equal to 1 is ordinary point of differential equation in this form. Now we have to compare this differential equation with our standard differential equation, that is y double dash plus p of x y dash plus q of x into y equal to 0. Now here there is no term of y dash, that is dy by dx. This means our p of x is 0. And here instead of this q of x there is x square, so I got q of x as a x square. Now similar to this problem, if we have to check that x equal to 0 is an ordinary point, then what we have to do? We have to take the limit as x tends to, now here they have given us the point, sorry there is a mistake in problem, I have written here there is 1. So we have to check for limit x tends to 1, because we have to check for this point. Here there is x equal to 0. Now to check this, that point x equal to 1 is ordinary or not, I will take limit p of x and find its value. Also I will take limit q of x as x tends to 1 and I will find its value. If both these value comes to be finite, then this differential equation has ordinary point x equal to 1. So let's see. Now our p of x is 0, means here limit x tends to 1 of 0. This comes to be 0, that is finite. Now one condition is satisfied. Let's check for other. Limit x tends to 1 of x square. Now instead of x I have to put 1, that is 1 square, and 1 square is 1. This is also finite. This means the p of x and q of x are finite as x tends to 1. This means x equal to 1 is an ordinary point. Hence we have proved that both conditions are satisfied, therefore x equal to 1 is an ordinary point. Now move towards problem 10. Show that point x equal to infinity is an irregular singular point of this differential equation, that is y double dash plus omega square y equal to 0. Now what we have to do? We have to check the condition for irregular singular point. We have already discussed that condition. And for this we have to compare this equation with our standard equation y double dash plus p of x y dash plus q of x y equal to 0. So if we compare these two equations, from this there is no term for y dash, right? That is first order derivative dy by dx, means the coefficient of px in this equation is 0, and there is coefficient of y omega square. This implies me that q of x is omega square in my case. Now I got these both values. Now to check this at infinite point, we have did the substitution, that we have substituted x equals to 1 by z or z equal to 1 by x. So let's put here x equal to 1 by z. This implies me that p of 1 by z will be 0 and q of 1 by z will be omega square. Now we have discussed the conditions and we have calculated the terms p dash of z and also q dash of z by using that derivation, and those term was given as 2z cube minus z square p of 1 by z upon z raised to 4, and another was q of 1 by z upon z raised to 4. This we have already derived in the lecture, and those term was calculated by the comparison which we were derived. Those was these terms, right? So I have taken those equation over here. You have to keep these terms in mind. We have derived it. You have to keep these terms in mind, and we are going to use it over here. So by using this, we will substitute here p of 1 by z and q of 1 by z. Now p of 1 by z is 0, means this term will become 0, and I will get here p dash of z as 2z cube upon z raised to 4. This cube will cancel with power 4, and I will get here 2 upon z. And for q of z, that is for q dash of z, this q dash of z 1 by z is omega square upon z raised to 4. So we got values of p dash of z and q dash of z. Hence, now we will check the condition for irregular singular points. So the conditions for irregular singular point, first we will check our point is singular or not, and then we will check either it is irregular or regular. So condition for singular point is this limit z tends to 0 of p dash of z should be infinite. So if this limit we got infinite, then at z equals to 0, then we can say that this is a singular point. So let's say check it, limit z tends to 0 of 2 upon z. Hence we got it as infinite. We have checked for singular point. We got our point as a singular point, that is z equal to 0 is a singular point. Now we will check the type of singularity, and for z equal to 0, if it is singular, indirectly x equal to infinity, it is a singular point. Means in problem they have asked us for infinity. So if z equal to 0 is a singular point, this implies me that indirectly x equal to infinity is also a singular point. Now again we will check type of singularity, either it is regular or irregular. Now if this limit z tends to 0, z p dash of z, if this becomes finite, and this limit, that is limit z tends to 0, z square q dash of z, if this comes infinite, then our point is irregular singular point, because this is the condition. So let's check this limit. So here instead of p dash of z, we will substitute our value. So we got p dash of z as 2 by z. So z into 2 upon z. So z get cancelled, and we got this limit as 2, that is finite. Means one condition is satisfied for irregular singular point, that is z equal to 0 is irregular singular point. Now we have to also check second condition, then only our point will be irregular singular point. So let's substitute the value of this q dash z. So q dash z is omega square upon z raised to 4. Now square will cancel the power 4. We will get here limit, I will write on next line, z tends to 0 omega square upon z square. And if we put z equal to 0 here, we got infinity. So this point, this limit is infinite. Means these both conditions are satisfied for z equal to 0. This is a irregular singular point. Hence, indirectly x equal to infinity is also a irregular singular point. Hence, by checking these both condition for z equal to 0, we prove that z equal to 0 is irregular singular point, and according to our derivation, indirectly, now if this condition is satisfied, this implies me that my point x equal to infinity is also a irregular singular point. Hence, our problem is solved. and this is the end of the chapter 4. Now we have taken problems based on each point. We have discussed first the points or terminologies, and we have discussed few problems based on it. That type of problems are solved. You have to solve problem given below that chapter, and this is end of the 4th chapter.